Joe from Drift Noise Productions, here to bring you a gear review. Finally, another one. It's been a while since I've done a gear review. However, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start this gear review. So, before we go any further, please do me a favor. Like this video, share it to all your friends, and don't forget to subscribe. Now, also do me another favor. Hit the notification bell so that way you can know when the next video drops. And also, if you can continue to help me as I'm continuously growing in subscribers, thank you for the 27 of you who decided to subscribe to my channel. Just want to throw a quick shout out there. So, also don't forget to comment and let me know what you think about the gear review, especially. Also, I got other tutorials coming up as they come down the line. So without any further ado, let's get into it. Now, one of the goals that I had in mind of this channel when I first started it was to focus on affordable gear for all musicians. Why? It's because a lot of us musicians are broke half the time. And because of that, we find ourselves scrounging for change or having to trade gear here and there just to get the next big thing. Well, as you probably noticed, for the past few years, it's been a little difficult to try to afford that type of gear. But hopefully next year, for sure, definitely will be a better year. But for right now, some of the quality that has been coming out with a lot of these inexpensive or economical or cheap gear, what we like to say, has been pretty above par. So whether you're a rock musician, a worship musician who plays on a platform at church, or you're a jazz musician, or you're a blues player, or even an acoustic musician, the goal for me was trying to do my part in helping you get the best bang for your buck. And today I'm going to show you one of my Temu finds that I bought back in January of this past year. What I bought was the M-Wave Q-Baby. This is a mini and multi-effects processor that I only paid $32.20 for. It's still, and believe it or not, it's still available on Temu. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the link down in the description. So when I first heard about this pedal, I'll admit I was a bit skeptical. And when I bought it, I'm pretty much like, okay, let's see what it can do. I mean, we all have heard the old adage, right? You get what you pay for. Am I correct? So, and it's hard to wonder if a pedal this cheap can really deliver. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other musicians who kind of felt the same way when this thing first came out. However, can a budget-friendly option be really worth the time, or is it a waste of money? Now, one of the biggest concerns, of course, is the quality. Can a pedal this cheap really be built to last, or is it going to break on the first day when you try it for the very first time? Or how about the performance of it? Is it going to sound good? Is it going to be able to really sound full and being able not to sound thin or become an irritant to a lot of people? When it comes to this Q-Babe, I really really enjoyed to use it. Okay, I was able to try it out for a little bit, even for the little time that I had for it. So in this video, we're going to see if it really can deliver. Now, in full disclosure, just to let you know, I'm not being paid for this demo or to demo this product. I purchased this with my own money, as I mentioned, but the opinions are mine. So whatever I say, you can take it with a grain of salt. And you're more than free to do so. So let's go ahead. Let's break this out of this box. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to open it up. So first thing you're going to see right here, obviously, you got your USB-A cables, which I wish these would came out and see it, especially at the time when they came out, because C at that time was still becoming a standard, and everybody was kind of switching over it. So you got a USB-C cable, which is also a data cable. So what it means is this thing can actually be used to either charge this, or it also comes with its own software, which we're going to discuss later on in how to use it. So also you got your A charging cable and data cable. This is also a data cable as well. So let me go ahead and give you a little bit more better view of what this cable looks like. So as you see right here, you got an A connector along with a 3.5 millimeter connector. Now, according to the manual, this thing is designed to fit for a phone. Now, I know maybe on iPhones they may have a garage version of for their iPhone, but I also know that for the Android there's also some recording programs based for that. So this is basically what this was designed for. So if you got a tablet, that has a 1/4 inch, and you got one of these play programs that or recording programs, you can actually be able to record with it. And also the good cool thing about this is that this also acts as a sound card. Okay, so when you hook the USB cable up to it, whether it be the white cable or the black cable, it's going to act like a sound card. And also you're going to need a ASIO driver for that. So as you see right here, I'm going to put this down real quick, and as you see, it also comes with its instructions. Okay, let me make sure I kind of get this all right. Okay, there we go. Okay, so as you see right here, this has the user's manual. The user's manual kind of also gives you an idea and a breakdown of how this whole unit works. So obviously you have what they call the flow chart for this thing, where where you start with the tuner, then you start with the preamp, then you have your modulation and your delay effects, and also you have your IR at the end. And also you have what they call a volume. So when it comes to getting familiar with this is the best thing to do, even though I really don't like using a magnifying glass with glasses that I already wear for this. So but still, it's good to have so that you can kind of know what you're doing. Now let's kind of go into the rest of this. As you see right here, let's kind of get a little closer look. As you see right here, you got 3 pedals. You got 3 buttons. You got one A, B, and a C. A, B, and a, let's see. Okay, yeah, here we go. A, B, and C. Okay, so that means you got 3 channels, but you have in total 27 different sounds. You got 3 amps, 3 clean, 3 distortion, 3 overdrive, and 3 high gain amps that are found in this pedal alone. Okay, so that way you can be able to come up with a high gain sound, a crunch sound, or even a clean sound if you choose. So the preamp, as you see right here, it has you see right here, it has the type of amp. Okay, you also have the gain, so that lets you know how much drive you want to put into the amp, and you also got your tone, which opens up obviously the preset of the. Okay, just checking something. No, that opens up the sound of the preset. Okay, now also right here, this button right here, where it says mod. Okay, that's your modulation, but ironically, it only has 2 forms of modulation. You have a chorus and you have a phaser. Okay, if you turn this side to one side right here, so if you see right here, you turn it all the way to one side, it'll activate one effect, whether it be the chorus or the phaser. Same thing if you turn it to the other side. It also turns on the effect for that effect as well. Now also right here, where you got your delay, you got your time, your feedback, and you also got your mix. So you can be able to set it up however way you want. Also right here, you see you got your reverb, and you also got your cabinet IR. Now the reverb can, it can function in several, I think it goes with plate and with spring, but or hall reverbs, where you can be able to kind of use it to enhance your delays or even enhance the sound of your amp, or obtain the Brown sound. And lastly, you got your volume. So the volume is global, so you can be able to, so if you turn up the volume, it'll turn up all the presets. So that's why you want to make sure that that whatever gain you're using or whatever sound you're using, it kind of adapts to that. Now also, it's got its ins and outs. You got your in right here, and you get your out right over here. Also, you have your on switch. Okay, you also have your USB port for the black cable, or your data and charging. You also got this right here, which is used for your phone. So now also another fancy thing that this thing has, it has a built-in battery. Now the battery, it can last up to 8 hours. According to the instructions, it takes about a couple, but it takes about a couple hours for it to charge. But once it gets going, it's between 6 to 8 hours. So now, what would also show you another function that it also has is, you see it turns on. Now, as you see right here, this little blue button right here, this means that this is Bluetooth enabled. So that you could be able, so you actually be able to run audio through this. So if you're using so if you go on YouTube, you're looking for backing tracks, or you're trying to learn a guitar lesson on it, or you're just trying to learn a song, as far as the audio is concerned, the audio works on this thing. So you can be able to transfer from your phone to here. Okay. The only thing it doesn't do, it doesn't have an app. Well, the website says it has an app, but I tried to work it out, but it just wouldn't work at that point. So when it comes to the Bluetooth, it's good for using for audio and nothing more than that. So this is what the function of this thing has. But also, it also has a tuner. So if I press these two buttons down, give it about 3 seconds. So as you see, it locks out, and these will kind of go in between. So usually if it's correct, it'll go right here. So now we just kind of turn this back on. So as you see, everything works again. So this is basically the whole setup of how this pedal works. Now obviously it's also made of metal, so that's good. You also have true bypass buttons on it. So you can pretty much put some weight on this thing and it'll survive. But obviously the thing we gotta know to see how it sounds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna set up the sound on it. Now, as you can see right here, I have my unit, okay? And also right here, you can see I got what they call a 1988 Fender HM Strat. Now this is one of the original ones, okay? It has the Kayla tremolo along with the humbucker single setup, and it also has the original. It also has a split switch to give you an idea to split the humbucker, and it also has the regular 5-way switch. So we're going to be using this guitar to demo because it can be able to kind of cover a little bit more areas as far as playing. So what we'll do first is we're going to go ahead, we're going to demonstrate the green channel. So the green channel is going to, or channel A is going to sound like this. So as you begin to hear, it has, it's a little bit of it's a high gain sound. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to try channel B. Begin to hear, there's some crunch tones to it. Okay, now we're going to go ahead, we're going to go into channel C. So we're going to sound with a humbucker. Now we're going to put it in second position. So, as you begin to see, with 3 different channels, you can access any of these sounds that you'd like. Now, remember, this thing has 9 amp models and 9 different types of cabinets. So the possibilities are endless. Now, to edit is very simple. What you do is just kind of press these two. You press A and B down, because right here it says edit and preset. So that means you hold this. So you press this down, just click it real quick. Now as you see, all the lights begin to light up. So and these are indicative of the different types of parameters. So what we're gonna do first, obviously I'm gonna knock this out. So when I turn the reverb all the way to all the way counterclockwise, it turns it off. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to knock this out first. Then same thing I'm going to do with the delay. So make sure. Yeah, that's off. So we're going to turn them. So there. Okay, then we turn the time. Oops. Let's see how we do this. Okay. We'll just turn this. There we go. Okay. So then I'll see the mod. Okay, we're going to turn that off. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to turn it off as well. So now the only thing that's left is the amp. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and mess with the amp model. So what I'm going to do is make sure this is turned up to halfway. Okay, then we're going to put some. Okay, oops. So right now we're in a clean channel. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to. So you kind of get something a little martially. It's starting to turn up a little bit. So now we're getting a little more into high gain territory. Now you probably think it sounds fuzzy, it sounds out of place. But remember, you got to put the IR in. So let's go ahead. Let's start with the IR first. Now, when I turn the IR off, you can see it blanked out. So once I kind of start moving it, so let's go one more. As you get into here, it opens it up a little bit more. So kind of back off the gain just a little bit. So now we're gonna go ahead. So what I would do next, I would go. So after I get my IR, get my amp all set up. The next thing I want to do, now I like to see I add all the other flavors. So we're going to go ahead. Now as you see the light is blinking, that means that is on. So what we're going to do is we're going to. So that's your chorus. Now you hear the difference in the sound. That's your phaser. So my shameless best version of Van Halen. So there we go. Now as you begin to see, now you got your modulation involved. So now that's going to help out a little bit. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn up the mix on the delay. So you can barely hear it, but we're going to kind of give it just a little bit more. kind of give it a little, as you probably see now, if I turn it up just a little bit more, it'll slap back harder. Or even if I cut back on the feedback. Kind of put up the mix just a little bit. Okay, so let's just say that we make this our lead tone. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the, now we're going to go into the reverb territory. Kind of give it a little bit more of a sizzle. So as you can hear, it kind of helps give the delay a little bit more ambience as you go through this. So. Okay, so maybe, again, you want to adjust it according to taste. Even if I want to put just a little bit more reverb on it. So as you can hear, you can be able to shape the tones on it pretty well. Now, let's just say you're done setting it up. So what you're going to do is you're going to press down on the preset that you wanted it. So in this case, I want it on A. So what I'm going to do, now as you see the green light flicker, and once it gets done flickering, that means it's good to go. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to set it up. So there we go. Now watch this. That was our preset. Now, also you can repeat the same thing with the others. So it's all a matter of tone at this point. You could be able to subject it however way you want it. So again, let's just say I want to let's go to this one right here. And let's just say I want to, oops, okay, there we go. Now let's just say I want to put a little more gain on this. So this was, just say I don't want no delay, just say I just want nothing but reverb. So let's say I'm done with that. Okay, then I'm gonna set it up. Okay, so you see the blue light flicker, so it's done flickering. Then we're gonna put it back in, so you can see. So also, like I said, we can repeat these same patterns. So it's pretty easy to set up. Now we're gonna go into the other parts of this, where you're going to have what they call the IRs. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to punch right into that. As you see right here, this is the software that comes with it. What you can do is, if you want the software, you got to go to kuvave.com, app download. I'm going to go ahead and put it right on the screen there, and also I'm going to leave a link in the description for that as well. So what you can do is you can actually load your own IRs into this thing. So it does have support for third-party IR. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to set it up. So what we're going to do is we're going to the IR files. Now, as you see right here, I got my own set of IRs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, let's see, reference, sweet spot. I think that, let's see what this one is. This is, yeah, sweet spot. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, see, this is right now, let's go to this one. So right on A. So when you hear it, get to here, that's the IR that it's currently running right now. But once I click this right here, it's going to change everything. Or you can speed it out a little bit. Now usually the further you put it out, the less it sounds. So it all depends on what you want. Now let's kind of play around a little bit with the different types of IRs. Let me go right here. Let me go to one of my favorite ones, which is the greenback. So we're gonna kind of go with the smooth. Okay, so we're gonna kind of go with the smooth part of it. So as you get into here, you got the vintage 30 sound, or actually you got the greenback sound. So let's bring it up a little closer. So you can hear it gets a little more fuzzier, right? That's usually the common sound of an 80s amp. So now if you want to save it, all you gotta do is just press this down. As you can see now, it's starting to run its course. So you can see right here it says 100%. It said 100%. So what you do is just once it says successful, once it loads in, and you're ready to go. Now the other part of doing this is also, let's just say you want to kind of put back the factory IR. So you want to revert back to the IR settings. Let's say, I messed up, I want to try this again. Click on that, and as you see, it's starting to load. It's going to take a while for it to load right back up, but once it kind of loads back in, it's going to fit in just well. Now also you see right here, you also got your factory reset. So if you want to reset everything back to factory, you can be able to do that. So as far as accessibility to tones, you can see it's almost endless. And that's why when it came to doing my Valatin, which I'm going to be coming out with shortly, you're going to realize I always use the computer, because sometimes the computer will help you out a little bit. Now let's kind of go jump right in here to this part right here, where you can be able to set your presets. They can be set up. So again, you can knock this out, and knock this out right here. So as you see, you got your numbers. You got your numbers all right here. This will tell you how much gain you got going on it and the type of amp you got coming out of it as well. So let's just, so again, this is what it would sound like without it. Now we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna so you can actually be able to change the amp, even do the amp settings from here. But the way this works, though, you kind of have to do it from like this. So let's just say you got all your amp tones where you to be at. In order to save it to A, you got to make sure that it's in bank A. So once you do that, save it, and it's done. Then same thing if you want to go to B. You got to click the B button right here. Then you got to work with your tones from there. So it's the kind of way it works. It's not to the point where it kind of like in most these types of apps where they'll be able to change over on their own. It doesn't work that way. With this one, you gotta kind of, you gotta select B, then you gotta press B on the button to make sure to kind of get the tones to coordinate with one with another. After spending some quality time with the Temu pedal, I got to say that I'm somewhat impressed. Okay, it does the thing. You know, it's solid in the way it's built. It feels that it can be sturdy, and the thing is, it's no bigger than your phone. So if you look at it, you know, it's almost like your phone's it's the same size of it. So you can actually throw it in your back pocket and plug, and then when you're ready to get it, just pull it back out, turn it on, and you're good to go. Now, the only thing you may need is also maybe a direct box, so that way you can be able to plug it directly into a PA if you're using it directly into a PA. But remember, if you're going to be plugging it into an amp, you want to make sure you put it on the first slot, which is the direct out, because if not, it's not going to sound good. So you want to make sure that you do that. But outside of that, you know, it has a lot of tonal capability. You can be able to kind of switch it up however you want. And for the price point, I give it a thumbs up. So when it comes to this kind of amp, you know, you can be able to kind of come to a point and just say, you know what, hey, it's worth it. But is it perfect? Again, it has its limitations. I explained some of the limitations that it has. So, but outside of that, you know, it's a go. You can be able to use it and be able to get the most bang for your buck with this thing. You know, like I said, when I use it for professionally, I would kind of like treat this as a spare tire. Okay, it's there, and I need it. So, but you tell me what you think. So remember, don't forget to like and share this video, and thank you for watching. So until next time,